This guy is so handsome to the extent that he is one of the guys that featured in Black Panther. Ladies and gentlemen, he is so handsome to the extent that he even started his own franchise called the Black Friday Comedy. Put your hands together for the one and only, all the way from Lao. Make some noise for Mr. Okello.
God found me a woman. My woman, my bride.
Hands up.
She fell in love with wire. She means the whole world to me.
Owakabi.
You love me better than I love myself. I just want you.
How are we doing? Just say hey if you love this song. I love this song. Every time I listen to it, I want to get married. The problem is relationships in Uganda these days are tricky. You fall in love today. Tomorrow at midday you receive a call. Hi babe, I need a small favor of 5 million. Is 5 million small? My father swallowed a slasher. And as a poor man, a broke man, you have to be creative like her. Let me see what I can do. We are also in the hospital. My father knocked a train. And the train is not ours. Now they want us to pay. But I think I'm just poor. Poverty is a bad thing. When you're poor, you don't have a say. I almost died thrice within a space of 30 minutes because of poverty. A friend invited me and said, Okello, it's been long. Why can't you come to my place? I give you a treat. I was like, oh, no problem. Tomorrow I'm available. The next day, I went to her place. She cooked. First of all, rich people, you take chicken for granted. But for us, the poor, chicken is a sign of achievement, education, and an accomplishment. We can even put it on our CV. That is how much the poor people value chicken. So I visit my friend, they cook chicken and rice. They serve me. But as the poor person in me, we never start with the chicken. We start with the rice. As I was summarizing the rice, the kid to my host came and picked the drumstick and threw it on the ground, and stepped on it, then said, Uncle, I've stepped on your chicken. I look at the mother and I cannot get annoyed. So I tell the mother, it is okay. I eat chicken every day. It is fine. But I was dying. Now that was phase one. You know, rich children, their hobbies, the things they want to do are weird. 15 minutes later, the kid comes back with a kitchen knife, looks at me and says, Uncle, I'll pierce you. The Luo in me came out. I said, Wewe. Then the mother looked at me and said, don't tell him Wewe is going to cry. Allow him to pierce you. Like Marvin, pierce uncle. I said, what? Now the mother moved out. The kid came back because he had the instruction to pierce me. Then he came back thinking things are now normal. He said, Uncle, I'll pierce you. I looked at the corner of the house, there was a panga. I picked, I said, pierce me, I slash you. Hey! Me, chicken has traumatized me my entire life. I remember my mom had a way of punishing us. When you did something, she would multiply. Especially stealing. If she got you stealing, she would multiply what you're stealing and give it to you. Now I have a stubborn cousin called Bongomin. One time they got him stealing porridge. My mother said, you are stealing. Nobody steals in this family. Since you have decided to steal, I'm going to make for you more porridge. They made for him 20 liters of porridge and told him, drink with the chiboko. If you don't finish, I'll punish you. That was day one. Day two, they got him stealing food. Beans and posho. You are stealing, you are shaming our family. Since you have decided to steal, sit down, eat all the food. They cooked more beans, cooked more posho, went and borrowed more beans and posho from the neighbors, gave her, went to the nearby school, they brought more posho, they said, eat. If you don't eat, I'll kill you. Now Bongomil comes to me and says, Okello, have you realized that when mommy gets you stealing, she multiplies? One day, she will fall in me. I said, okay, let's wait. It didn't take long. A week later, they cooked chicken. That day, even me, I was involved. We rehearsed how to steal chicken, guys. She cooked. African moms, after cooking, they first go and talk to the neighbors. She went to the neighbor's place. We were hungry. Bongomin said, now is the time. We entered the kitchen. We were stealing, but she's not hearing. But we wanted her to multiply the punishment. And Bongomin said, get an empty saucepan. I got. He also got. We started knocking it. We would steal while knocking the saucepan so that she knows something is going on in the kitchen. Then he said, who is that stealing? We shouted, we are the ones. She came back and said, since you're stealing, I'm going to take you police. We said, no, mommy. She's like, should I call your father? We said, no, mommy. She said, okay, sit down. Since you've decided to steal chicken, I'm going to eat it while you're watching. We said, hey! Oh! Now we thought she was joking. She got this one here. This. Gave it a bite. Bongomin looked at me and said, she is joking. Another round. When she picked the drumstick, that is when we knew she's serious. Gave it one more bite. We looked at her. Bongomin looked at me and said, mommy, just take us to police. But Bongomin is a creative guy. He tried to take his theft a notch higher to school. We were in the same school with him, and our school allowed these small radios. So somehow, he told me, Okello, I am broke. Why am I suffering when we can steal these radios from fellow students and sell them? It was a period of time whereby they had just introduced radio stations. And in Lira, there was Radio Lira. Towards the end of year, there is that thing of, Happy New Year. If you guys got that thing, you know it. They would put it towards midnight, Happy New Year. Then somebody says, Radio Lira. So he said, when people are half asleep, they don't care how that sound comes. So when we go to steal, me, I'll scream, a Happy New Year. Then for you say, Radio Leader. So what you do, he would switch off, he screams, I scream, then he switches it back on. We do it until the person's ears get used. Then now we take the radio. The first day we went around midnight, got the first radio, switched it off, he screamed, Happy New Year! I said, Radio Leader. We reduced. We did it again. We went successfully. Next day we came successfully. Now there was this one guy called Obalim. He was too old and gigantic. You know these people who are too old that the staff room is built on their land. Every time they will tell him, go home for fees, he says, remove your house from my land. Now that was Obalim. It was the only radio left. Bongomin came and said, Okello, just one final job. When you're about to fall in trouble, the devil pushes you. He said, Okello, one final job. I said, I'm not doing this one. He said, okay, if you refuse, I'm going to do both sides alone. I'll say a Happy New Year, then I'll say Radio Leader. Midnight, he goes to Obalim's bed, switches off the radio, and screams, a Happy New Year! It's Obalim who responded, radio leader. Now, he thought it is a mistake. He decided to do again, a happy new year! Radio leader. He decided to change the tactic. He's like, a happy Easter! Balim said, Abba, bilangite onya akusha. But